Something happens when I post a video to YouTube, and I wasn't expecting it. Let's talk about it. I'm Jason, an enterprise software developer documenting his last year of employment going into retirement. Today's Sunday, January 4th, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's happening after I upload a YouTube video. So just picture, you're out filming your video. First you have to come up with the idea, film it, edit it, process it, whatever you need to do to get it ready to publish. You put all that away and you go home and you get it ready for YouTube and you publish it, the big day. Seems pretty mundane, and it is, but what I'm finding is I'm getting some anxiety after the fact. Hitting that publish button is outwardly normal, but inwardly quite different. Internally, something clicks, and it doesn't happen immediately. It's usually later in the day or when I'm going to bed at night. I have this, I suppose you would call it anxiety. It's not dangerous anxiety or anything like that. It's just you start questioning, what are you doing? As with any creative venture, such as this, or music, or acting, whatever, you're putting yourself out there. And I don't know, it just, at least for me, I feel very vulnerable. Because normally I'm a pretty private person. And I think if you would have asked me a year ago or 2 years ago, definitely 5 years ago, would you be recording a journal, essentially, vlog, and posting it out on the internet for people to watch and listen to? And I certainly would have said no. But here I am, having fun doing it. It's just, you feel very vulnerable. And I think what compounds it is whenever you're creating anything, you open yourself up to criticism, which I'm sure I'm going to have my share of here soon. But it's all very, I don't know, for me it's unnerving. There's a lot of anxiety involved. And I'm trying to come to terms with that. I mean, even last night I was laying in bed and I was just having all this self-doubt and just questioning, like I said, what are you doing? Why do you think anyone's going to watch these videos? And then I have to remind myself that, I'm not doing this for the sole purpose of other people watching these videos. I want you to watch. I want you to participate with me in this journey. But a lot of, just as much as, I want to participate on YouTube, I'm documenting this phase of my life. And that's just as important. So, at least to me. So I just have to keep in mind that, there is some vulnerability here. You're going to have to open yourself up to criticism, and you're going to have to be okay with that. In my video yesterday, I talked about how I felt my job is becoming more repetitive rather than a growth opportunity. And one reason I'm willing to put myself out here like this is the feeling, that vulnerable feeling that I'm getting. That's growth. That's me expanding my limits, expanding my skills. And that's a good thing. So, how did I deal with that anxiety last night? That self-doubt of, you know, why are you doing this, right? How I decided to deal with it was to come out here and make another video and attack it head on. And I think one of the other challenging things is on YouTube, at least when as an early creator, is you really have to struggle to get your videos out there. You're fighting for people's attention. And I appreciate the fact that you're watching my video, because you could be watching thousands of other ones. So thank you for that. But when you don't get feedback, it's hard to convince yourself that what you're doing is worthwhile. Even though I have a personal objective in doing this, as well as a YouTube objective, you know, everyone wants to be recognized that their work is good, or whatever the case may be. And when you don't get that feedback, that's when you start getting into that anxiety and, you know, is what I'm doing correct? Am I doing it right? Is it, you know, is this ever going to work? Will it ever take off? Don't know. And the thing is I know you've just got to do it. You know, if your channel, and that's a big if your channel takes off in any meaningful way, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. You know, I've just been doing this for a little over a week, and I'm just going to have to keep going, because that's what growth is, and that's what this is going to take. So until next time, this is the Rieko Files. If you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out, and I'd really appreciate it.